Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, all the way from Broadway back to France. In this one, Charlie and number one son Lee are stopping in Monte Carlo only briefly. They're on their way to Paris to exhibit one of Lee's paintings. I love that they mention his painting because the actor himself, Luke, really was an artist. We have a brief introduction of Carnot and Savarin and some shady business going on with missing metallurgic bonds. It looks like Carnot's own wife is mixed up in this. But why? As the plot thickens here, Charlie and Lee make their departure in a crummy taxicab that ends up breaking down, thus making it necessary for them to return back to town. But of course they stumble upon a crime scene out in the middle of nowhere, a murder that will tie right back into Carnot and Savarin. While we're still here around the taxi cab, I wanted to make mention of Louis Messier, a French actor who I've seen in a lot of stuff. He's in another Charlie Chan where he plays a thief. I'm sure you've seen that one. He's hilarious. And I've seen him in Bulldog Drummond and lots of things, actually. A great actor. So, due to Lee's poor French, they end up getting themselves arrested. Oh boy, number one son's French in this. It's hilarious. Joubert, on the other hand, the police chief of Monte Carlo, Harold Huber, does an amazing French accent, especially in light of the fact that we just saw him in Broadway, where he played a Brooklyn immigrant, right? Harold Huber, despite playing a lot of gangsters and gangsters' henchmen over the course of his career, was quite educated and spoke up to 5 languages, hence how he could switch between accents so easily in his films. I read somewhere he was also the captain of his college fencing team, and that is allegedly how he got the scar across his cheek, which, to be honest, I never really noticed it until for some of his movies because of the lighting and the makeup and stuff like that, but it is pretty visible, I guess. I saw him in Midnight Taxi, actually, was whenever I really noticed it. I think that they made it extra, a little bit more visible, like on purpose, to make him look like a scarred thug. So it might have been the makeup in that one that sort of brought it out. In the American adaptation radio series of Poirot, guess who voiced him? Harold Huber. Anyway, an amazing actor. Unfortunately, this one marks the last Olin film. For years, he suffered from alcoholism, and this took its toll on both his health and his 30-year marriage. Before the film Charlie Chan at the Ringside could be complete, Olin was in the hospital. He appeared to have recovered and signed a new 3-movie contract for the Chan series. It was during this time, however, he was going through an incredibly bitter divorce. On the very day the divorce was announced, he set sail for Europe, back in his native Sweden for only a brief time. Before contracting pneumonia, he was taken to a hospital in Stockholm, where he died even as his estranged wife prepared for a hurried trip to his bedside all the way from California. Warner Oland had a long and impressive career outside of his Chan films. He was also a fine baritone. His early theatrical career and Shakespearean training made him a natural choice when the talkies came out. Due to his Mongolian ancestry, he was often cast as an Oriental, including the treacherous Dr. Fu Manchu, which is interesting to think about because Fu Manchu was a murderous supervillain, the evil Chinaman stereotype. One of the very characters that inspired the creator of Charlie Chan, Earl Dare Biggers, to conceive this alternative, this benevolent and heroic detective. Warner Oland took the role of Charlie Chan very serious. He studied the Chinese language and calligraphy, along with the attitudes, manners, and customs of that culture. He also insisted on the accuracy of his costumes. Oland made such an impression on the people of China that while visiting in 1930, he was given a reception at the Shanghai City Hall. In the years to come, and the politics of Hollywood changed, Key Luke was asked if he thought the character of Chan was demeaning to his race. Demeaning to the race, he responded, "You've got a Chinese hero." To this, he also added that they were making the best murder mysteries in Hollywood, and that is 100% true. Charlie Chan was what kept the 20th Century Fox afloat during the 1930s. This humble and brilliant detective, whose exceptional powers of observation and understandably limited facility of the English language, was an exemplary, most honorable character. The subject is still a controversial one because he's often cited as a stereotype, which he is, I guess. But he's a good stereotype, one that earned respect in a time of a prejudiced America, and who gained popularity even in China. Chinese audiences loved Charlie Chan and pleased with this positive portrayal in American films. China went on to produce their own adaptations of the character, and during Olin's visit to China, he was respectfully referred to as Mr. Chan. Although Monte Carlo does not mark the end of this series, we do see the end of a remarkable career. Warner Oland can be remembered as a man of amazing talents and outstanding achievements. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching. Be sure to tune in again next time. I may be taking a short break from the Charlie Chan series as I continue to discuss other topics such as Frank Capra, Jimmy Stewart, and Bulldog Drummond. But I will be talking about the Sidney Toler Charlie Chans as well. Sidney Toler, who, although he played the character completely different, played it equally well. If you don't want to miss any of our upcoming videos, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Remember to like the video, and thank you.